Hi friends, welcome to our English Storytime series. This story is perfect for English learners around the world. Whether you're just beginning or already practicing every day, this is for you. Today, we start a new journey called The Lion King. But don't worry, this story is not like the movie. This is a new, cozy, and emotional version, made just for learning English. Let's begin. In the heart of a wide, golden savanna, where the grass sways like the sea and the sun warms the land, a young lion cub named Lumo was born. He had soft golden fur, curious brown eyes, and a small but proud roar. Lumo lived in a quiet part of the Pride Lands, far from the big royal lions who ruled the Central Plains. His family wasn't royal, but they were kind, hardworking, and full of love. His mother, Nia, told him stories every night about courage, kindness, and how even small lions could make a big difference. But Lumo didn't feel very special. He often watched other cubs play, roar louder, or run faster. Sometimes he asked his mom, "Will I ever be more than just a small lion?" Nia smiled and licked his head gently. "Every lion has a roar inside, Lumo. One day, the world will hear yours." One afternoon, while chasing butterflies near the tall acacia trees, Lumo saw something strange in the distance. A group of animals stood in a circle, whispering and watching something or someone. Curious, Lumo padded closer and peeked through the tall grass. In the center of the crowd was an old lion with a dark mane and tired eyes. He was struggling to stand. A zebra tried to help him, but the lion growled weakly and fell again. "He's the old king's brother," someone whispered. "He wandered too far from the Central Lands." "No one will help him now," said another animal sadly. "He's lost his pride and his strength." Lumo's heart beat faster. He had never seen a real royal lion before, not up close. Something inside him stirred, not fear, but courage. Before he could think twice, Lumo stepped out from the grass and walked up to the old lion. "Do you need help, sir?" The old lion lifted his head slowly. His eyes were sharp, even through his pain. "Who are you, little one?" "I'm Lumo. I don't have a big roar yet, but I can walk beside you." The animals stared. A small cub helping a fallen royal? It was unheard of, but Lumo didn't care. He just knew it was the right thing to do. The old lion gave a quiet chuckle. "You're braver than most." Lumo helped the old lion reach a shady spot. Nia came running after, surprised but proud. She whispered to her son that night, "Kindness is stronger than any roar." And from that moment, something began to change. Not just in Lumo, but in the land itself. After helping the old lion, Lumo felt something new inside him. It wasn't pride. It wasn't power. It was purpose. The next morning, the wind was gentle, and the sun rose over the hills like a golden egg. Birds chirped softly as Nia and Lumo walked with the old lion to the edge of their small valley. His name was Baraka, which meant blessing. He was once known across the Pride Lands, but now he had nowhere to go. "I can't return to the royal plains," Baraka said quietly. "My brother is gone. The new rulers are different. They don't welcome the old ways." Nia bowed her head. "Then stay here, with us." Baraka looked at her, then at Lumo. "You would shelter a fallen lion?" Nia nodded. "A lion who remembers kindness is never truly fallen." Baraka smiled for the first time in many days. He stayed. In the days that followed, Lumo followed Baraka everywhere. He asked questions, many questions, about the royal lands, the circle of life, and the meaning of a lion's roar. Baraka taught him more than stories. He showed Lumo how to listen to the wind, how to stand tall even when he felt small, and how true strength was quiet, not loud. "Listen," Baraka said one evening as they stood on a high rock. The sky was orange, and the savanna below looked like a painting. "Can you hear the land?" Lumo tilted his head. At first, he only heard the breeze. Then softly he heard the rustling of the grass, the rhythm of the insects, and the faraway calls of animals. Everything moved together like music. "The land speaks," Baraka whispered, "but few take the time to listen." Lumo's eyes widened. "I want to learn. I want to understand." Baraka nodded. Then one day, you may lead not by power, but by heart. Meanwhile, in the faraway royal plains, things were changing. The new lions who ruled were strong but selfish. They took more food than they needed. They pushed out smaller animals. Fear grew. Whispers started. Where is the old wisdom? Who will protect us? No one had answers. But the wind carried stories, small ones, like seeds, stories of a kind cub who helped a fallen lion, stories of a young voice growing stronger. Lumo's name was being spoken beyond his little valley. One night, as he lay beside his mother, Lumo asked, "Do you think I could help others one day? Even lions I've never met?" Nia smiled and nuzzled his cheek. "You already are, my son. Every kind act echoes farther than we can see." Lumo closed his eyes. The wind sang again this time, calling him forward. Lumo woke to the smell of smoke. It wasn't strong yet, just a faint, sharp scent in the wind. The sky still looked peaceful, but something felt wrong. He ran to the edge of the valley, where the grass stretched wide and golden. From there, he could see a thin gray line rising in the distance. "Fire," Baraka said softly, coming up behind him. Lumo turned to him, eyes wide. "Will it come here?" Baraka nodded slowly. "If the wind changes, yes. But it's not just the fire that worries me. Look." Through the morning haze, they saw shapes, moving animals running, birds flying, families fleeing. From the royal plains, dozens of animals were heading toward the quiet valley. Fear moved with them. By afternoon, the valley was crowded with strangers, zebras, gazelles, even other lions. Most were tired, hungry, and frightened. Nia and the other lions of the valley welcomed them with food and shelter. But not everyone was kind. "Why should we help them?" a young lion growled. "They chased us out before. Let them handle their own problems." Baraka stepped forward. His voice was low but firm. "They are not enemies. They are lost. We were once lost too." Lumo watched in silence. His chest felt tight. He was still small, but he couldn't stay quiet. "I'll help them," he said, stepping forward. "Even if others won't." Some animals turned in surprise. A tiny lion cub offering help when even the grown lions hesitated. A few young ones joined him. Soon, they were guiding animals to water, sharing dry grass to rest on, and telling calming stories to scared children. As night fell, a strange visitor arrived, a jackal named Kazi. She had sharp eyes and a quick tongue. No one trusted her, but she brought news. "The fire is not natural," she whispered to Baraka. "The new rulers, those lions, they lit it on purpose, to push others away. They want full control." Baraka's face grew dark. "That is not the lion way." Lumo heard the words. His stomach twisted. Fire, fear, power used in the wrong way. He thought about the stories his mother had told him. The stories where lions protected, not harmed. "We have to stop them," Lumo said suddenly. His voice trembled, but he stood tall. "You're just a cub," someone said. Baraka placed a paw on Lumo's shoulder. "He may be small, but he has the heart of a king." And in that moment, everyone around Lumo, animals big and small, looked at him differently. Not as a cub, but as a leader. That night, Lumo couldn't sleep. The stars were bright, and the air smelled of ash. Fires still burned far away, but even more troubling was the fear in everyone's hearts. He sat beside Baraka on the high rock. The old lion was quiet. "Do you think I'm ready?" Lumo asked softly. Baraka looked at him with warm eyes. "No one is ever truly ready, little one. But you are willing. That is more powerful." Lumo took a deep breath. "Then I'll go. I'll find the royal plains. I'll speak to the lions there. They have to stop." "You will not go alone," said a voice behind them. It was Kazi, the clever jackal. Her eyes sparkled in the dark. "You'll need someone who knows the secret paths. And someone who knows how to fight," added Tembo, a young elephant who had fled the fire. He stepped forward with strength and grace. Lumo's heart warmed. He wasn't just a cub anymore. He was a leader, and leaders don't walk alone. The next morning, Lumo said goodbye to Nia. She nuzzled him gently. Be strong, my son, but never lose your kindness. With Baraka's blessing, Lumo, Kazi, and Tembo set off across the savannah. The journey was long and dry. They crossed rivers, climbed hills, and avoided angry animals who had lost everything in the fire. One afternoon, they reached a rocky canyon where smoke curled in the distance. The royal plains are just beyond, Kazi said. But something is wrong. They hid in the tall grass and waited. Soon, they saw lions, big angry lions with sharp eyes and loud roars. They barked orders at animals carrying food and water. No one looked happy. No one felt safe. This is not the kingdom Baraka told me about, Lumo whispered. As they watched, a weak antelope stumbled and dropped her bundle of grass. One of the lions growled and pushed her hard. She fell. Lumo's paws clenched the dirt. His heart pounded. He couldn't just watch. He had to act. That night, under the moonlight, the three friends made a plan. Lumo would speak to the lions in the central den. Kazi would sneak around and listen for secrets. Tembo would protect anyone who needed help. The next morning, they walked boldly into the royal plains. Animals stopped and stared. Who was this small lion with fire in his eyes and a jackal and elephant beside him? I am Lumo, he said, standing tall. And I come with a message. The leader of the royal Leon's, a large, scarred lion named Django, stepped forward. A message from who? From the land, Lumo said clearly. From those who are hungry. From those who still believe lions can be more than just strong. They can be wise and kind. The plains grew quiet. Even the wind seemed to pause. Django laughed. And what makes you think you can tell me what a lion should be? Lumo looked around. Because I've seen fear. I've seen fire. And I've seen how wrong this path is. You may have power, but you don't have the heart of a king. The animals gasped. Django growled. But in the crowd, someone began to nod. Then, another. And another. Maybe Lumo's roar wasn't loud, but his words echoed in every heart. The royal plains were quiet. Lumo's words still hung in the air like thunder after lightning. Django, the powerful lion leader, stared at him with cold eyes. The crowd watched in silence. Everyone waited. Then Django laughed a deep, harsh sound. You think words will change this kingdom? He growled. You are just a cub with dreams. I may be small, Lumo said, stepping closer. But I've seen more than you. I've seen kindness rebuild what fire destroyed. I've seen strangers help each other when leaders didn't. I've seen the true strength of a lion. Some of the royal guards lowered their heads. The animals behind them whispered. Kazi stepped forward, her voice sharp. We've heard your secrets, Django. We know about the fire. We know you scared the animals so they would follow you. Tembo raised his strong trunk. You lead through fear, but real leaders lift others up. Django's face twisted. You speak of unity, but unity is weak. Power is what keeps order. Baraka's voice rang out from the crowd. The old lion had arrived quietly, walking slowly but proudly. No, Baraka said, loud and clear. Power without love is not leadership. It's only control. The animals moved aside as Baraka joined Lumo. This young lion reminded me of what I once stood for, Baraka said. He helped me when I was forgotten. He listened when others spoke. He led before anyone gave him a title. And that is the heart of a true king. A lioness stepped forward, then another, then a cheetah, then a zebra. The circle grew. The animals stood beside Lumo, Kazi, Tembo, and Baraka. Django growled, but he was alone. The royal lions turned their backs on him, one by one. The animals had made their choice. Django stepped away, his voice bitter. You'll regret this. No, Lumo said softly. We'll rebuild, together. That afternoon, the royal plains changed. Animals helped one another clean, plant, and rebuild. Lumo and his friends worked beside everyone else. No throne, no crown, just heart. Later, Baraka took Lumo to a quiet hill. The land has chosen, he said. You are the lion of this age, not because you are strong, but because you care. Lumo looked over the plains. Smoke no longer filled the air. Laughter and life had returned. Do you think I'll make mistakes? he asked quietly. Baraka chuckled. Of course. But you'll learn, and you'll keep listening. Lumo smiled. Then I'm ready. A new day began in the royal plains. Sunlight spilled over the tall grass. Birds sang softly in the trees. The fire was gone. The fear had faded. And in its place grew something stronger: hope. Lumo stood at the edge of the plains, watching animals work together. Elephants carried water to dry roots. Giraffes helped rebuild tree nests for the birds. Even the young ones played with laughter again. Tembo trotted over, carrying a bundle of leaves. The little ones asked for you, he said with a grin. They want a story. Lumo laughed. They always do. He followed Tembo to a quiet patch of shade, where a group of animal children waited: zebra foals, lion cubs, baby meerkats, and even one shy baby crocodile. Tell us about the journey, one cried. Tell us about the fire, said another. Lumo smiled. I'll tell you this. The greatest fire you'll ever face is fear. But if you walk with truth and love and good friends, even fear can't stop you. They listened with wide eyes, their small hearts full of dreams. Later, Lumo met Kazi near the waterhole. The clever jackal had stayed, even though she never planned to. I used to run from trouble, she said, watching the water sparkle. But now, it feels good to belong somewhere. You belong here, Lumo said. You helped change everything. Baraka joined them as the sun began to set. The land is healing, the old lion said, and the kingdom is strong again. But it's not the same kingdom it once was. It's better, Lumo said quietly, because now everyone has a place. That evening, the animals gathered in a wide circle. The sky was painted with stars. In the middle, Lumo stood beside Baraka. This young lion reminded us what matters, Baraka said. He showed us that a true king does not rule with fear, but leads with love, courage, and care. The animals roared, cheered, and stomped their feet. Lumo felt his heart swell, but not with pride, with gratitude. I am not here to stand above you, he said, his voice calm. I'm here to walk beside you, to listen, to learn, to protect. From the tallest giraffe to the smallest mouse, they knew the kingdom was safe in Lumo's paws. And as the stars shimmered above, the new Lion King took his place not on a throne, but among his people. Thank you for reading The Lion King, English Learning Edition. This story was written just for you to help you enjoy reading, grow your vocabulary, and feel warm inside as you practice English. Kani, if you like this story, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe for more cozy and emotional English stories. Follow along on your English learning journey, one story at a time. You're doing amazing. Keep reading, keep dreaming, and remember, even the smallest voice can lead a kingdom.